By faithfully working 12 hours a day, you may eventually get to be boss and work 14 hours a day. A civilized society is one which tolerates eccentricity to the point of doubtful sanity. A person will sometimes devote all his life to the development of one part of his body, the wishbone. Good fences make good neighbors. Anything more than the truth would be too much. What we live by, we die by. You've got to love what's lovable and hate what's hateable. It takes brains to see the difference. Education doesn't change life much. It just lifts trouble to a higher plane of regard. Most of the change we think we see in life is due to truths being in and out of favor. What is done for the love of it, or not really done at all. Being the boss anywhere is lonely. Being a female boss in a world of mostly men is especially so. Our very life depends on everything's recurring till we answer from within. The worst disease which can affect executives in their work is not, as popularly supposed, alcoholism. It's egotism. The father is always a Republican toward his son, and his mother always a Democrat. Life must be kept up at a great rate in order to absorb any considerable amount of learning. A jury consists of 12 persons chosen to decide who has the better lawyer. If one by one we counted people out for the least sin, it wouldn't take us long to get so we had no one left to live with. We love the things we love for what they are. A diplomat is a man who always remembers a woman's birthday, but never remembers her age. Don't tell anyone you're lonely, because you'll only convince yourself of it even more. The afternoon knows what the morning never suspected. To be social is to be forgiving. Avoid people who notice your shortcomings and justify or even approve of them. Such people are either flatterers, cowards, or simply fools. Don't expect any help from them in times of trouble or misfortune. There never was any heart truly great and generous that was not also tender and compassionate. Careful who you call your friends. I'd rather have 4 quarters than 100 pennies. The best things and best people rise out of their separateness. Never be bullied into silence. Never allow yourself to be made a victim. Accept no one's definition of your life. Define yourself. The best way to keep something bad from happening is to see it ahead of time. And you can't see it if you refuse to face the possibility. In 3 words, I can sum up everything I've learned about life. It goes on. The reason why worry kills more people than work is that more people worry than work. bank is a place where they lend you an umbrella in fair weather and ask for it back when it begins to rain. Half the world is composed of people who have something to say and can't, and the other half who have nothing to say and keep on saying it. How many things would you attempt if you knew you could not fail? Freedom lies in being bold. There is one thing more exasperating than a wife who can cook and won't, and that's a wife who can't cook and will. Nobody was ever meant to remember or invent what he did with every cent. Families break up when they get hints you don't intend and miss hints that you do. Education is the ability to listen to almost anything without losing your temper or your self-confidence. Two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. If we couldn't laugh, we would all go insane. A mother takes 20 years to make a man out of her boy, and another woman makes a fool of him in 20 minutes. Don't ever take a fence down until you know why it was put up. The best way out is always through. Something we were withholding made us weak, until we found it was ourselves. There are two kinds of teachers. The kind that fill you with so much quail shot that you can't move, and the kind that just gives you a little prod behind and you jump to the skies. The brain is a wonderful organ. It starts working the moment you get up in the morning and does not stop until you get into the office. The world is full of willing people, some willing to work, the rest willing to let them. A liberal is a man too broad-minded to take his own side in a quarrel.